What is going on, everybody? Welcome to yet another gameplay stream. Gonna be enjoying some Azorious tokens. This one's a bit janky, but it's gonna be a really fun one. I'm gonna talk about more of that in just a second. Two things I want to mention. I've been kind of promoting these kind of on every single video. One, we do have our Kaldheim giveaway going on right now. If you're watching this after the fact on YouTube, jump on over to our Twitch. Make sure you're following there. If you do that, which is completely free to do so, you don't have to, spend any money, nothing like that. But if you would like to follow us there, you are automatically entered to win a free bundle of Kaldheim on the 8th of February is when we're going to be giving that out. So just as a quick reminder, I wanted to make sure everybody knew that. Second, tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern here on Twitch, we are going to be doing our part 2 of Nicol Bolas Dragon God card hunt. Hopefully we'll find it, and if we do, we're giving it away to one lucky member of chat for free. So make sure that you're joining us there at 1 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be a really fun time. We had a great time last week with the Japanese box. We have got an English box this time around, but obviously high hopes that we can find a Nicol Bolas this time around. So with that being said, let's jump into the deck. Now, I'm going to go ahead and go on record as saying this is a very, very ambitious deck. I have spent most of the morning kind of going back and forth and, trying some different things and that kind of stuff. And this is where I landed. Now, I want to mention this is very similar, not the same, but very similar to a deck that Day 9 played earlier this week, who created kind of a control shell around Anointed Procession and Mythos of Illuna. Now, he definitely played a different route, which is great. This one is my own creation, which I really, really like. And again, having fine-tuned it a good bit, I do have, some optimism that it's going to work out. It's not perfect, but I do really enjoy this list. I've been practicing with it a good bit, and I found it to be okay. To kind of go through this, like I said, the idea is Anointed Procession, Mythos of Illuna, and then get a bunch of tokens out with things like Rally, and then ideally get things like Jace down. And be able to kicker it and get tons of copies of it and essentially be able to look through and see our entire deck and draw as much as we want, which is really, really good. Now, to give us some tokens, we've got Angelic Ascension. This also, I have found, is just a really nice removal spell in Historic right now. There's a lot of things like Heliod's out there. There's a lot of really good Planeswalkers. Ulamog is out there. This gives us an answer to those spells that we normally would not have because this exiles. Now, they do get a 4/4 in response, but that works in our favor because sometimes we actually want to exile our own little 1/1 or something along those lines, get a 4/4, and then hopefully copy it with things like Anointed Procession as we can. So this is actually kind of pulling double duty as a removal spell or a action spell for us. Now, like I said, we do have Rally for the throne here. Now, this is a really great spell. We've got a lot of white sources in our deck, so generally speaking, we can pay the adamant cost of 3 white, get 2 1/1 human creature tokens, and then gain a life for each creature token, or excuse me, each creature we control. Hopefully, we're doubling up on that multiple times, theoretically, and so we get to gain a lot of life, and essentially tons and tons of tokens at the same time. I've played this to the point where I've gotten 64 tokens out and, tons and tons of life, and it's really, really good. For 3 mana, that's pretty awesome. We also have Shark Typhoon as a token generator for us. This just gives us a way to cycle things away, threaten planeswalkers, and then long-term, hopefully, get some really, really good value. Martiz Splayer, what is going on, guys? How are we doing today? Like I said, Mythos of Illuna, really here to copy the Anointed Procession, but what I have found, hey, Scott, is we can actually copy a lot of the opponent's stuff too. So if we do find ourselves in a bind, we actually can kind of dig ourselves out with Mythos, hopefully copying something big on their end. I was able to copy a Phyrexian Obliterator a couple times and get multiple copies. Didn't end up winning the game, but definitely stalled things out pretty heavily for them. To keep ourselves alive, we do have a couple Baffling Ends here. This is just a way to deal with some of the early game threats, things like that. Not a super exciting card, but it does work pretty well for us. And then Ashes of Abhorrent, which is kind of a card I forgot about, but it shuts down a lot of the graveyard decks, and then whenever a creature dies, we gain a life. Sometimes we do have to sweep. We do have 4 Wrath of Gods for just that occasion. And Wrath of Godding with Ashes out is really, really fun because we gain so much life that it really keeps us in the game, especially against things like Goblins. I actually did win a game against Goblins most recently, which was kind of ridiculous. I didn't expect that, so very happy there. For some interaction, we do have Absorb. Narset is here to kind of pull out some of the big cards as we need them throughout the deck and shut down draw on the opponent's side. And then, like I said, we do have Jace Mirror Mage here as a very interesting card. Hey, Garrett, what's going on? Scott, yeah, this is an interesting build. And then hopefully, again, we can kind of make multiple copies of Jace at once, get a lot of extra value with this one, thanks to the copies of Anointed Procession. As far as lands go, the only really interesting thing here, we do have Irrigated Farmland to cycle away, and of course Temple to Scribe, but we also have Castle Ardenvale to kind of give us one of those token generators early on. If need be, we can just start spitting out some tokens and deal with some of the early game stuff. So that's it. That's the deck. It's a really interesting one. I don't have super high hopes, but in playtesting it, like I said, I did find that it wasn't as bad as I initially thought. I was expecting this to just kind of flop, but it really hasn't. It's done pretty well. Guys, how are we all doing? Are we doing okay? I need to pick somebody who can keep track of score for us. So who's going to be around for a little while in chat? If you could let me know. I'm going to pick one of you guys to keep track of our record as we go through these games. And I really do appreciate everybody joining us. Garrett, Scott, Martiz, and Splayer. Great to see all of you. I hope you're doing very, very well this week and hopefully today. Garrett, you'll be it? Awesome. You're my man. I appreciate it, Garrett. Thank you so much. We need lands, so I'm going to go ahead and scry that to the bottom. This is an interesting hand because we can get Ashes out very quickly, hopefully shut down some stuff here, and then eventually we can Wrath of God, theoretically. I'm going to go ahead and do this. Looks like Elves is the matchup here. This could very well be other decks as well, but Llanowar Elf is usually a pretty good sign that we're going to be against Elves here, in which case this Wrath of God is going to be great. Sure. Definitely need another land here, so we're going to play this out and pass. Hopefully they flood the board, we get a land, and we can just Wrath. Gain some life in the process. We'll see. How is everybody doing today? Is everybody doing really, really well? Anything exciting going on in your worlds? This is interesting. And honestly makes me really want to hold off on this. But at first I was convinced your username was Garrett Plays Guitar. Garrick Plays Guitar. Oh, that would be amazing. Alright. This is an interesting one because here we actually get to Adamant out this and hopefully block some things here. But we'll see. Martiz, I haven't seen you in a while since we got back. How are you doing, buddy? What's new with you? Do we do that? I'm gonna say yes. Let's just see what happens. Okay. Let's attack in here. I'm all too happy to bring Jace off, and I don't care if we take a lot of damage here, to be honest. Gotta get the Anointed Procession out. We could have held off on that, the rally here, but I felt actually okay about throwing it out there. Interesting. Okay, we're gonna Mythos the Anointed Procession. And again, we'll attack in. At some point, we do have to think about, like, Craterhoof as an option, but they're short on lands. Next turn, I think, might be a good turn to Wrath of God, just to get rid of everything. Yeah. Alright, so let's take the damage in first. That's great. Looks like they're not going to, so and here we gain 5 life, which is just a nice little bonus to keep us in the game. But it looks like they're struggling a bit here. Yeah. Kind of busy, dude. The holidays weren't much fun. Had some family medical issue, but everything is back on track now. Hope you guys are okay. Martiz, I'm so sorry. Hey, we ranked up. I'm very sorry to hear that you had some health issues, but I'm very happy to see that you're not only back, but hopefully back on track. That's fantastic. Thanks for the hype and keeping score there, Garrett. Really appreciate it. Let's jump in. Yeah, the holidays were kind of rough, I know, for a lot of people, so I'm happy to see that all of you guys are here joining us and hanging out, and I certainly hope that despite, you know, maybe not being the optimal holiday season for a lot of people, I do think, you know, we made it through. That should be something to celebrate. Weird hand, but we're gonna try it. Don't have super high hopes, but we might be able to get there. Okay, I'm just gonna play out Temple, actually going to put that on the bottom. We're kind of looking for a Wrath here just as a backup plan, especially seeing red. That makes me think, okay, we're going to probably need it. Let's do this. This leaves up Angelic Ascension. Not that we're probably going to play it, but, you know, we can cycle this away. At least I had some time off from work, so that's nice. Martiz, that is. And yes, I did. I got some much-needed rest. I was definitely feeling a bit... Oh, this is interesting. A bit burnt out for a little while there, so it was nice to kind of take some time off, relax, and enjoy the holiday. Got to get some time in with family and friends, which was always, you know, always a great time. I'm actually just going to play this Jace out. I know that doesn't seem amazing, but I'm going to go ahead and scry here. And we're going to get that Wrath of God here. Back on top. So this way, if they commit to the board too much, we've got some ways to deal with it. My expectation is they try and kill Jace here. No. Okay. Well, that kind of works. I'm going to just go ahead and Wrath. Seems pretty straightforward, and we will scry. Ooh. Oh, I wish I could get this down now, but we can't. Omega, what is up, my friend? Great to see you again. You've been hanging out with us a good bit this week. We certainly appreciate it. Alright, let's do this. Let's do this. This is going to shut down the Phoenix of Ash, which is pretty crucial for us. And let's go ahead and see what we get here. Ooh. Both of these are interesting. I'm actually going to do this. And I think in this instance, we're just going to end up flashing out the rally. You're a regular now? I like it, Omega. That's fantastic. Alright. That's fun. Okay. Go ahead and do that, and we'll just block here. Gaining a life in the process. Okay. Let's see. Every day a new deck, that's the idea. Doesn't always work out, but we certainly try and make that happen. I'm going to go ahead and scry one more time here. While Jace is interesting and Angelic Ascension is interesting, I'm actually going to scry both to the bottom. We get to leave up the Ascension here, so the hope is... let's attack. The hope here is that they actually try and hit this with a burn spell. We Angelic Ascension it away, get the 4/4, double it, and then we've got a blocker. So we will see if that works out. That's kind of the... Okay. I don't have a deck, but I would like to see a deck that can work with Felidar Retreat like Uro, and so you can make it go... Yeah, so we've played with Felidar Retreat a decent amount, and it's actually a very fun card. We didn't have the best of luck with it, because it is a bit of a slower card, but it is very, very fun. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. We gain a couple life in that process, which is nice. Let's draw a card here. Baffling End, huh? Unfortunately, that's not going to get us very far. We can do that and gain some life. I'm going to try and attack Chandra here. Okay. Get her down to 1. Let's pass. We'll see what happens. Yeah, you're going to have to kind of dig through our YouTube videos there, Omega. Unfortunately, I don't have a dedicated... I mean, you can certainly search through our channel. We've got a good bit there, but... okay. It's just a land. Not very exciting. Okay. So we hit for... we get hit, excuse me, for 4 here. Part of me actually wants to drop this, and then we gain a good bit of life. I'm actually going to do this. I know that seems weird, but with those 4 dying, we actually gain 4 life in that process. So that kind of keeps us alive a little bit longer here. Sure. Okay. Let's go ahead and draw Shark Typhoon. That is interesting. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. That doesn't get it. Whoops. We do kind of need to kill Chandra here, no doubt. So let's do that. We also probably should get rid of this Chain Whirler. And then now we can cycle Shark Typhoon to theoretically block here. If they don't, if they just brick, we might actually get somewhere here. Ooh, okay. At this point though, they have not won. Let's be very clear in saying that. Yeah, we get hit for 2. If anybody wants to pick up some merch, please feel free to do so. You can check out that link right there. And pick up some shirts. We got proxies. We got all kinds of stuff there for you. So here we double block, get rid of this. And now we can kill Chandra. And then now they are in top deck. Plus we have got the instant speed rally, which will keep us alive no matter what they draw, hopefully. Alright, great. I'm feeling pretty good now. I think we've pretty well stabilized. There we go. Heck yes. Let's get some hype in the chat, guys. We did it. A little surprising given that, but it worked out. Yeah, Omega, this deck is very fun. This is near and dear to my heart because it does have the Anointed Procession combo, which is one of my favorites, particularly on Arena. And so I love this. Thank you, Martiz, Garrett, and Splair. And thank you, Garrett, for keeping up with this. Yeah, Martiz, this deck is very, very fun. I'm not, again, it's a tough deck. Let's just go ahead and say that. It's not perfect. We'll try this. We can get a turn 3 Narset to hopefully get us further down the road here. We also have the Baffling End, so if this happens to be a creature deck, we've got some answers in hand to kind of deal with some stuff here. Temple, not exactly the land we were hoping for, but that's fine. Next turn we just drop probably, well, it depends on what they play, I should say. Okay. They might take Narset. I don't honestly know. No, Baffling End. Okay. That's an interesting course of action. I'm going to play out the island here. We can cycle away this Irrigated Farmland. My assumption is this is rogues, and we are definitely going to want a Wrath of God against rogues, so... Sure. Let them take a card first. I'm assuming it's either Narset or Jace. It's Jace? That's interesting. Okay. Let's go ahead and cycle. Great. I'm gonna go ahead and play this Narset out, given that they don't seem to have a whole lot of threats here. Pull another rally. That's fine by me. This may not be rogues. They are playing Cry here. Pretty interesting. Not the worst thing for us, to be honest. We actually don't have a ton of card draw. And the card draw we do have, we can kind of play on either player's turn, so it's really not a problem. Innocent Blood. Wow. That's an interesting one. Let's go ahead and do this. Now nobody gets to draw cards, yeah, essentially. We're gonna play out Anointed Procession. That's great for us. Now our rallies are just that much better. Oh, this is Grixis. Okay. So Nickel, Bolus? Yep. There it is. We do have to discard a card here. I think it's just Temple. Not great, but it is what it is. A Thought Erasure. Okay. Unfortunately, that hits tapped, which kind of sucks, but... Alright. So I think we just pass. depending on what they do, they probably will Thought Erasure first, I had to guess. In which case, we cycle this away for 2. We're gonna get 2 of them, thanks to the Anointed Procession. They can probably deal with this, but this gives us the best chance at blocking the Nicol Bolas. Ooh, and now we have a Wrath of God, so they gotta decide if they want to take Rally or Wrath. I think they should take Wrath. Yeah. That's fine. I mean, it's not great for us, but it's fine. Hey, if they're hitting their Bedevils on a 2/2 flyer, that's fine by me. They did not attack. Bedevil in 2/2 Shark. Alright, let's go ahead and do this. Talk about overkill. Yeah, pretty much. Oh. I mean, I think we take Wrath. Really, both of those are very good, but this isn't a very creature-heavy deck, so to be brutally honest. Oh, man. Alright, well, we made a mistake then, for sure. Let's take Rally out. As much as I love Rally, this isn't really the time for it. They can Innocent? That doesn't seem good. I'm really questioning this Innocent Blood. That seems very odd. Wow, a Legion in as well. Yeah, we definitely should have taken the Graveyard Hate here. That's fine. We do get to get this Nicol Bolas off the field, which is, you know, kind of nice. Ooh, and now we do have an answer for the albeit not a great one for that, but it does shut it down. We are going to lose this Rally, which kind of sucks, but, you know, I have high hopes. Yep. I'm gonna go ahead and get this out of there. Technically, we could have waited a turn, actually, but it's fine. Alright, what's the correct play here? 1, 2, I think it's just to pass and then cycle this away. As much as I would love to go for the cool play of just playing out Shark Typhoon, I do kind of want this deck to be good, so we're trying it. Alright. Cycle it for 4. Gets us 2 4/4s, and then we can kill this Angel. And now, I mean, they Innocent Blood, we sack the 4/4. That's fine. Again, not amazing for us, but it's not the end of the world. And now we can start using this Castle Ardenvale, thanks to that. Having that mana sink is always crucial in a deck like this, where you just kind of need stuff to do sometimes. And so, that helps. Whoops. One there, one there. Not that we're really drawing many cards, but it does kind of just get that off the field there. We could have actually copied it, but I don't think that's the right play. I'm just gonna do this. Oh, they countered. Okay. Well, I mean, again, that's not amazing for us, but it's also kind of fine. I mean, we've got our mana sink on the field. We're just kind of fading big, scary spells on their side, to be honest. That's kind of our worry at this point. The more Anointed Processions we have, the quicker we can get this clock going. I mean, let's just do this, right? So for anybody that didn't know, you can Mythos of Illuna your Anointed Processions to get a lot. Wow, we just keep drawing. I'm gonna do this then. Now we have 64 1/1s, which is why I like this deck. If you weren't sure why, that's why. And there we go. Woo! Tokens are the best creatures in the game. Yeah, Garrett, that's why this is the fun part. Thank you, Garrett, for updating the score. Let's get some hype in chat. Martiz, Garrett, jumping the gun. I like it. Let's jump back in. 64, yeah. So for anybody that doesn't know how this interaction works, Anointed Procession says anytime a token will be put under your control, double the number of tokens that are created. So for the first one, you just double however many tokens you get, but for the second one, you double the doubled amount. So 1 becomes 2 after the first one, and then 2 becomes 4. And it just escalates. And so eventually you get to a point where you just have a lot of stuff. For very little mana investment, you can get quite a bit. Great that we have this Ashes here. I am going to take the opportunity to just play it. Let's get it out. Didn't necessarily have to shock ourselves, but that's okay. And now their graveyard is at the very least shut down, so if they're playing Uro, anything like that, you can kind of get around it. Hey, new follower, Harbinger52, thank you so much. I really hope you enjoy the content. It's super nice to have you here. Actually, you know, in a weird way, we kind of want this because it does activate the Castle Ardenvale for us, so I'm gonna keep it. Harbinger, I hope you're doing great today, buddy. Thank you so much for joining the stream. Playing some very, very silly stuff today, but actually doing pretty well with it. Can't complain. I am not going to cycle this Shark Typhoon quite yet. We've got the Anointed Processions, so my goal is to get these out. Bit of a worry that they have counters, yeah. And that's fine. That's not great for us, but it's fine. Thankfully, this Castle Ardenvale gets around counters at some point, so kind of makes it nice. Let's try for one more. Guesses they've got a counter. No, they do not. Well, they might still, but yeah, okay. That's fine. Again, not great for us, but we do have Angelic Ascension that we can target our own 1/1 for and start trading up if we need to. That's interesting. I'm gonna pass. Simic Flash? Yeah, Simic Flash is a frustrating one. Okay. I'm gonna try and pay Adamant here. Chances are they've got something, but if it's just another Quench, we can actually pay for it, so this does play around it. Yeah. They got it. And I'm gonna let it hit. Not super worried about that. Also, just a heads up, if you play this for 2, it does technically create a 0/0, which dies, and we do actually get to gain a life, just as a word of advice there. I think the play is to wait. We can cycle away this Shark Typhoon, which is not counterable. And if it dies, that's fine. I don't really care. Sure. Pay into it. That's great. No. I bet you any money they thought they could counter that. Yep. That rage quit. Look at that. They definitely thought that they could counter that, but it's not a card. So all right, well, we got another win. That rage quit, yeah. Let's get some hype in the chat. Guys, we're doing pretty well. Like, 4-0 with this very janky style deck, but I'm liking it. I'm liking it a lot. Let's see if we can keep the streak going. I'm sure we will lose some, so I'm not overhyping this too much, but yeah, we'll keep. It's a bit of an interesting hand, but it does have some early interaction. We are against a Yorion deck. I probably tripled the deck first, but that's okay. Let's Temple. I'm gonna keep that. Kind of need lands. Thank you, Splayer. Really appreciate the hype. I don't think we're gonna cycle this away, so I'm gonna go ahead and play it here. For the record, we do run 24 lands in this deck since it really only comes out at 4. While it is a control deck, it plays like a control deck, it's really not, you know, anything too crazy here. I'm gonna Narset and hopefully find the abilities to shut down the graveyard here. No, but there is a Wrath of Gods, so I'm gonna just take that. Just gives us outs, which is what we're looking for against this deck. 4 color. To be honest, I don't like Azorious control, but this deck is a lot more fun than just control. Yeah, so Omega, I get you. Azorious control decks are really just control decks in general. They're very frustrating sometimes. And I know a lot of people don't like to either play against them or just in general deal with them. Oh, yes. Oh, look at this turn, guys. Look at this. We get to Baffling End this and shut down the graveyard. Actually, no, it exiles it, so it doesn't matter. But you're right. This doesn't play exactly like a control deck. It's very similar, but because of the Anointed Procession package, it kind of has a more interesting top end than just playing a big thing, which unfortunately is a lot of them. So, okay. Huh. Mythos of Illuna, huh? I think I just play this and throw this out there. I'm not really worried about taking 4 here. They can kill Narset too, and that's fine. I don't really care. Narset's done its job, or done her job, excuse me. Now we're kind of on the let's do cool stuff plan, so we'll see if it works. It may not. They've got plenty of cards, but Uro is dead, which is very nice. Ooh, they have got Maelstrom Pulses. Like, I get the people who like that kind of style, but for me it's frustrating playing. It's not enough interaction to play it, but OC depends on the play. Yeah, control is tricky. I mean, there's just no way of getting around it. Control can be very, very frustrating, and certainly has been in the past for a lot of people, so... So if we do this, we actually get 2. I feel that way. Garrett, yeah. I'm kind of in the same boat, actually, but... I'm actually going to copy. We sack 1 of them, that's fine. But we get 1, and then we get another. Not going to just play this out thanks to these Maelstrom Pulses. It's not worth it. But now, like, we can just block these and that's fine. I'm trying to save this Wrath of God a little bit here. They still can't play Uro. They can play Niv, which is a bit scary. But again, we've got answers in hand, so I'm not... I'm trying stuff out here. Okay. They have cut to ribbons. That's interesting. Control is very fun when you're the one playing it. It is very, very frustrating to play against, but that's kind of inherently what it's supposed to be, so it's not a surprise. It's just very annoying. Yep. You got it. Kind of curious to see what they hit with Maelstrom Pulse, if they do hit anything here. They may just play Niv. No? Okay. You got it. It's fine, honestly. I mean, it sucks, but it's not the end of the world. So we can just play this. Doesn't seem great here. I think the ideal thing is to cycle it. Yeah, I'm just gonna wait. Because if we can just cycle block this, then we're in much better shape. And I don't want to just play it out because they do have that Maelstrom Pulse that they can just play it out for. So, let's see. We do have to do it for 5 here to try and eat this. Alright. Stop that, at the very least. Now, though, they probably have some good plays. Ooh. Might be Mythos that they take. Mythos is very good. We'll see. Jace. It's funny how, like, people think Jace is such a good threat. It's really not that it's a threat. It's a, this deck is very silly. It's not that it's so much a threat as it's just an enabler for so many things. So I get why you would feel like you have to take it, but it's really not, like, the best thing in the world. So they lost their Maelstrom Pulse, didn't they? So let's do this first. Let's cycle this away. Okay. That was kind of a bad tap. Well, I guess it doesn't matter either way, does it? Alright. See what happens. They may just Yorion just to do something. Oh, that did. Alright. Well, we're gonna Wrath. So that's definitely happening. We gained 4 life out of it. Back up to 20, alright. And this is where that control aspect is really kind of shining bright, where we get to hopefully keep ourselves in the game with these ashes, but then also provide enough, you know, enough ways to keep ourselves moving forward that eventually we can kind of take things over. We're really just trying to run them out of stuff. They don't get to draw a card here thanks to Narset. Yeah, that's fine. We can honestly just kill that too, or we can just play this. I kind of like just playing that. I'm just gonna pass. This is very interesting. So they can ribbons us at some point. We do have to keep that in mind. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's pretty good. Thankfully, again, these ashes are keeping us moving. And then here we can Shark Typhoon into another Shark Typhoon, theoretically. Or we can Mythos of Illuna into a Shark Typhoon into, hopefully, something really good. Oh, okay. Sure. Had a call. We are at 4-0 still. Okay. A little worrisome here. I'm gonna just let them do what they want to do. I'm assuming they take the Shark Typhoon. Sure. Could have easily cycled that away, but to be honest, it was gonna be a hit regardless. Sure. Alright. Just gonna wrap. Yep. If we had one more land, we could be wrathing and playing a 1/1 out. Not that that's really all that great, but it's like... They don't get to draw a card. They just destroyed their own land. It's 5-color Niv, Garrett. Which is an interesting one, that's for sure. Let's cycle. Just to see. Interesting. So we can Mythos of Illuna this. Which doesn't seem terrible. Hey Moose, what's up? I don't believe I've seen you here before, but thank you so much for joining us. This is really interesting. Or is the play just to pass and then hit with Castle Ardenvale? I'm gonna try that. Okay, they do get to draw off the cycle. Have you been here once? I apologize, Moose. My mistake. Oh, they're just trying to plus up here as much as they can. Don't particularly want either of these. That was weeks ago. I haven't been back since because I've had real issues in the real world. Well, I'm sorry to hear that you've had issues, but I am very happy to see you here. So thank you so much for joining us, buddy. Certainly hope you enjoy it. All right. We're not really doing great. Eventually they do get to Emblem here. I mean, we've got Wrath of God to deal with some stuff, and we're keeping them off of it thanks to Castle Ardenvale. This is interesting. This is a very long game, but it's a very interesting one. We may only have time for one more after this. We'll see. We're going to try and stick to the 1 hour mark here. Again, trying to just... I like going through my lunch break and streaming, so this is kind of the norm for us. Whoa! They gave up. Why did they give up? They hadn't lost. I mean, thank you, Martez. I appreciate it. Garrett, we're now at 5-0, but I don't know why they gave up. Also, we got some packs here. I forgot to see what we got here. Wow, look at that. I'm gonna guess more gems. Weird. All right. I am surprised. Guys, we are 5-0 with this, what I thought was a very jank deck. Maybe they were there on lunch break. Lamp, maybe that was it. Just a heads up, guys, if anybody wants to subscribe, if you're not already, we've got 2 Commander Legends packs to open up. We will open up a pack for you if you decide to subscribe, so just wanted to throw that out there as a huge thank you to everybody. We're going for the 6-0, though this is not a strong start. Thankfully with Shark Typhoon, we can actually keep this. It's not great because both of these lands are tapped, but let's see what happens. This is by far the worst hand we've had at the start. And there you go, Moose subscribed with Prime. So Moose, right after this, we will open up a pack for you, buddy. All right, that I'm gonna keep just because it's the land. Moose, I appreciate it, buddy. You are the man. Thank you so much. Go ahead and play this out here. That's just gonna mean that this Ardenvale is gonna come out untapped, which is great. Hopefully they just commit a lot to the board and we can get a 4th land in Wrath. Be kind of great. And it looks like that might be the case. Secondary option here is just to rally, which, yeah, I think we're gonna leave up Absorb and rally. Seems like the best bet. See if they attack with everything. Mistakes were made. Pay Adamant. All too happy to trade some stuff off here. Gonna shut down the draw engine and block the 2. You find the land, yeah. I wanted to get rid of that draw spell, which is why Rally felt so good there. If now they've got an adventure spell, it just kind of doesn't matter. Alright, I am going to just go ahead and Wrath. We've got 3 in hand, so I'm all too happy to get rid of this. Oh my gosh, they gave up. What is this deck? Hype in the chat. What in the world? 6-0 with not a very good hand. I'll be honest, that was a risk. Did they have Luris Companion? I don't believe so, Omega. Alright, well, first of all, for Moose, we're opening up a Commander Legends pack just for you. I do want to give Creeper a shout out. He hasn't been back in chat for a while, but he's actually the one that sent these as a little bit of a Christmas present, so huge thank you to him. And I'm just gonna kind of, I know this isn't super ideal, but we're just kind of doing it this way because I don't have another camera set up. But Moose, thank you so much for subscribing with your Prime. I really do appreciate it. Ooh, Ghastly Demise. Very cool. Look at this. I love these Commander Legends packs. They're just so fun. Alright. Nice. Ooh, very nice. I love Codex Shredder, actually. Whoops. Kind of keep wandering off to the side. I apologize. Alright. And our rare Court of Cunning. Not bad. Nice. Alright. And our foil, what is this? Natural Reclamation. Alright, well, not the most amazing pack in the world if I'm honest, Moose, but thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And, well, that's so kind, Moose. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you watching it. It does mean a lot. We're gonna do one final game. Try for that lucky number 7. Either way, we are 6-0 with this deck. And a huge thank you to Garrett for keeping track of the score this time around. I am just amazed by this deck. I will be honest. There's nothing that says this deck should be good, but here we are. Oh, do we keep? Yes, but this may be the one we lose. Goblin. No. Oh, that's interesting and a little scary. I'm going to go ahead and play the Irrigated Farmland. That way we can turn to Ashes, because I do think that's pretty crucial. All right. Here we go. This also shuts down Dreadhorde Arcanist, which this deck may very well have, given that they're playing Warlord's Fury. Oh, you subbed to YouTube as well. Moose, thank you so much, dude. That is amazing. That's very kind of you, Moose. It really does mean a lot to have such great supporters, so thank you, thank you. Playing the Ardenvale so that way we can rally on their turn. If we need to. We don't necessarily have to, but we can. And last time for the stream, if anybody would like to pick up some merch, please feel free. That link is right there. We've got shirts, we've got proxies, we've got all kinds of good stuff. And of course it does all go to supporting the channel, so we really do appreciate it if anybody would be interested. Please don't feel like you have to. I always like to say, you know, it's nothing that we do is required, but we do certainly appreciate any and all help there. I'm going to Temple here. Again, we can kind of do the same play as last time, and we're really looking for Anointed Procession at this point. We could Jace, and maybe that's what we do. Let's Jace. Let's just see, and we'll scry 2 here most likely. Guys, we are 7-0. Oh my god. All right. So I gotta ask chat, guys. Thank you for the hype, Martiz. Do we go for 8-0 or do we call it there? Garrett, we can go for one more, but it can't be a very long one. That's my only hiccup. GG, one more. Omega. Let's go, Martiz. Go for 8. All right, guys. But this has to be it. This has to be the last one. I am amazed. That's true. Omega, honestly, if we lose 7-1, that's fine. I am beyond happy with this deck. This has been truly an amazing one. Really not one that I expected to do very well, but just as a heads up to everybody, the deck list will be posted over on YouTube with the video, as well as on our Aether Hub. You can follow our Aether Hub if you would like. We post all of the original deck lists there. Try not to post anybody else's deck list, just because I do 100% look at other people's deck lists and use them, but I don't want to take credit for that, and so I don't like putting those on our account. All right, we'll keep this. Actually, let's put Jace back. This isn't great, but if we can get a 3rd land, ugh. Okay. All right, so now we just need. We need Wrath. So Narset is going to hopefully do wonders for us here. Okay. That's kind of fine. Let's do this, and let's go ahead and get Ashes down. Could have gotten turn 3 Narset guaranteed, but we're going to go ahead and get this out. Absorb. Okay. Like, it's a land, so I guess we keep it, but yeah. I don't like that, but I think we just kind of have to. Chances are we just cycle Shark Typhoon here for nothing. Good news is they are stuck on 2 lands, and, you know, that's something. We do gain a life here. A nice little interaction there. Add a little extra value to the Shark Typhoons. Anointed Procession. Okay. That could be helpful. Now we just need the Wrath. If we can get the Wrath, we're fine. And there it is. Alright, here's to hoping, guys. Would they put back Ashiok? Okay. They're searching for land, like, very hard. Unfortunately, we don't have an actual plains here, but back up to 20. All right, here's to hoping. Curious Obsession does very little. Okay. So the question becomes, do we leave up the Absorb, or do we play Anointed Procession? I'm gonna just say screw it. Playset of the temples. Yeah, we do have the entire playset of the temples out, don't we? Good catch, Garrett. I wasn't even thinking about that. That's helpful if you've got land. They don't seem to have. Sure. All right, this turn, I think we leave up Absorb and Rally. I think that's the best bet. I kind of hope that they do the silly thing, which is to attack with the crab. Just to be kind of dumb and see what happens. I could have probably countered that, but that's fine. Doom crab, yep. We'll pass. You got it? Ooh, that would have been good. Alright, let's rally. Hey, Adam. Get rid of our own thing, which gives us 2 angels. Alright. Well. I'm just gonna attack with an angel here. Keep it nice and simple. I think the play is to pass and leave up Absorb with Shark Typhoon. They're really, really digging for a land. Which they have to, so I'm all for, but like, we're kind of in prime shape here. They must be not running very many lands here. Had to sack a Ruin Crab off the top of the deck for that. Yeah. I think maybe a little too late though for this, but we'll see. I'm just gonna absorb that. And let's cycle this for 1. Gives us 2 1/1s and a card draw here. Yeah, that's not too good. I mean, we definitely attack with everything, so I'm gonna do that. Okay. Let's cycle Mythos of Illuna. Let's be the cool people in Mythos of Illuna, our thing. Alright. This is it. Can we do it? We need to deal 5 damage here. They can't draw more cards. That's fine, actually. Guys, 8-0. Holy crap. All right. Well, let's just say that was unexpected. Wow. Okay, so this was a very silly one, but I really do hope that you guys enjoyed this. Feel free to clip this and make it a highlight, by the way, if anybody would like to, but my goodness. That's amazing. Okay, well, guys, thank you so much. We're going to have a really fun time tomorrow. Make sure you join us at 1 p.m. We are going to be continuing our card hunt. I really hope you guys enjoyed this one. This one was just amazing, and especially for a deck like this, I think that that's really cool. So, Garrett, thank you so much for keeping score for us. Thank you also to Moose for subscribing with his Prime. and opening up that pack. Really do appreciate it. Guys, I hope you have a fantastic rest of the day. Just a heads up, like I said, tomorrow we are going to stream. This weekend, I am going out of town. My fiance and I are having a small little private mini vacation, which is going to be great. So I will not be streaming. I should be back on Monday. But just as a heads up, I won't be over the weekend. So thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. You all are amazing and very loved. And I hope that you have a fantastic rest of the day. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow at 1 p.m. for the card hunt.